This week's topic is the Italian Western, also known as the Spaghetti Western, although you won't hear me calling it that. So it's a hybrid of Western narrative types. Romantic, dystopian, and elegiac outlooks are all present. It also re-examines the American Western from a European point of view. So this is kind of an important bridge between those earlier Western types and the revisionist Western, which we watched an example of in the last lesson. So Sergio Leone is the best known Italian Western director, and he was really big on visual accuracy based on old Western photos, which we talked about being one of those sources of our perception of the West. So the characters and sets are excessively dirty. You don't have a lot of clean characters with fluffy chaps in Sergio Leone Westerns. Also the use of extreme widescreen. They used a technique known as Techniscope, which also saved money in shooting, but it gives a really wide panoramic view and lends kind of an epic feel to these films, as does the extreme length. So the film we'll be watching it clocks in at around 3 hours. So examples are A Fistful of Dollars and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, both of which have Clint Eastwood in them, and Once Upon a Time in the West, which is the one we'll be watching, and that was one of the later Leone Westerns. So Once Upon a Time in the West is from 1968. It was partly shot in Monument Valley, like a lot of the John Ford Westerns. So there's a few scenes, a few wider shots where you get to see that. The other exteriors were all shot in Spain, which doesn't have the same colored dirt, so they had to bring in some of that red radioactive dust from Monument Valley. They had to bring that in and cover the characters with it to make it look like everything was shot in the same place. So this is an attempt to recast the Hollywood Western in the Italian mold. So it's excessively violent. Italian Westerns are more violent than American Westerns in most cases, and also has a hint of black humor. So there's definitely some humor going on here as well. It's also epic in structure. As I said, it's very long, but also we have more weight given to the story than the individual characters. So you might have characters disappear for a long period of time and then come back. So the story is the most important thing here. And each major character has his or her own theme song, which is pretty cool. It's called a leitmotif. And apparently Leone had all these songs written and recorded and would play them on a great big gramophone while the actors were acting in this film, and he would do that to help get them into character.